What's up everyone, and welcome back to another What If video. Last time, we covered the events of the Universe 6 Tournament of Destroyers, and saw how this scenario would change that arc. Overall, there weren't really too many differences besides Gohan replacing Monaka and Vegeta being the one to beat Hit by using Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. But all the same, Universe 7 still came out victorious in the end. After that arc, we got into the beginning of the Future Trunks arc, where we saw our new foe, Vegeta Black. We left off the last part with Vegeta Black arriving in the past after Trunks traveled back in time. Let's start this part from here. So, why Vegeta Black and not Goku Black? Well, the explanation is pretty simple. Like I mentioned in the last part, Vegeta is the strongest right now in this scenario, and Zamasu saw that power on full display during the Universe 6 tournament. Especially after that whole thing with Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, he realized that Vegeta is a good pick for a body steal, because he doesn't really have any reason to take Goku's body this time, and instead just goes for Vegeta. Ultimately, this leads to Vegeta Black being a thing in this scenario. Immediately when he sees this doppelganger, Vegeta is pretty pissed off. Right away, he goes to fight this clone. In one of my other what ifs, I had it so that Vegeta killed Vegeta Black as soon as he showed up, and while Vegeta does have that same goal here, things are going to go a little bit different. Going into blue right away, Vegeta lunges towards Vegeta Black. When sensing this guy's power, Vegeta Black realizes that he can't stay here much longer. Well, he should at least make his trip worthwhile, and he notices Trunks' time machine nearby, so he blows that up, all while trying to desperately avoid Vegeta's attacks. He does get hit a couple of times, and when Vegeta is about to deliver the finishing blow, Black activates his time ring and then heads back to his timeline, being pretty beat up already. This gets the group to realize that this guy might be pretty strong, but if Goku or Vegeta, maybe even Gohan were to use their full power in this scenario, they'd be more than enough to take him out. Little do they know though, he's gonna get a big boost in power from that fight with Vegeta. In the meantime though, everything in the present timeline stays pretty much the same. During the time it takes to finish the time machine, all that same stuff happens. Back in the future timeline though, Vegeta Black arrives back in pretty bad shape, but Zamasu's able to heal him, so it's not really that big of a deal. This actually turns out really good for Black, because much like Goku Black, this means he gets a Zenkai and eventually unlocks Super Saiyan Rose. This will definitely be a huge help once everyone comes back to this timeline. After some time passes, the time machine is fixed, and Trunks heads back to his timeline with Vegeta and Gohan this time. Because of all the events on Namek and the whole reason this scenario started in the first place, Gohan is a lot more proactive, so he actually is present in this arc. And like normal, Goku stays back, because in terms of Vegeta Black, Whis and Beerus actually have a hunch as to who the true identity of this guy is. So Goku sticks with them, and they all head to Universe 10 to visit Zamasu. While that's happening, Trunks, Vegeta, and Gohan enter the time machine once again. The three of them arrive in this timeline, and after meeting up with Mai and all the people living underground, they come back up to the surface and are faced once again with Vegeta Black. Except this time, things are a little different. There's someone else with Vegeta Black who introduces himself as Zamasu, and he looks kinda like a Kai. This guy could probably be the key to who Vegeta Black truly is, and of course, he is the key, because he explains all the info everyone needed. Who he is, who Vegeta Black is, and why they're here, and what they plan to do. Zamasu lays out the Zero Mortals plan like usual. The three of them don't care though. They go to attack Vegeta Black, who then begins to show off a new power of his. He transforms and shows off his new form, Super Saiyan Rose, which actually is powerful enough to even match Vegeta in power. While Vegeta fights his clone, Gohan and Trunks try to fight Zamasu. In terms of power, Zamasu's not too much trouble to fight, but they soon come to see what his immortality truly entails, and how they can't actually counter it. Whatever attacks they land on Zamasu, they don't do anything. Gohan and Trunks at one point even think they killed Zamasu, but he just regenerates. There seems to be no actual way to kill him. Vegeta continues fighting Vegeta Black, the latter of which actually has an advantage in this battle. Vegeta is getting beaten pretty badly, and they realize that they need to retreat. Trunks decides to create a diversion using a solar flare. Gohan uses his instant transmission to retrieve Vegeta as quick as possible, so the three of them can head back to the time machine ASAP while the blindness wears off for Zamasu and Vegeta Black. They're able to get there in time and actually escape. Back in the present timeline, things went pretty normal when meeting Zamasu. They learn of Zamasu's involvement in the future, and with Beerus and Whis spying on Zamasu in this timeline, they end up finding out that he's actually a bad guy, since they see him trying to kill Gowasu, and like normal, he gets erased. Trunks is about to head back, but then Gohan brings something up that's really important. Thinking ahead, he brings up the fact that the timelines are different, so pretty much like the Android saga, killing one person here might not mean it's going to affect the future. I mean, while Zamasu was traveling through time, Who's to say that the one from the future timeline is actually not a different Zamasu? Killing him here doesn't 100% guarantee that he won't be present in the future still. That's a good point, because even though he does have the time ring, this still could be a possibility, and it could be two separate Zamasus. So before they head back, they actually want to head back prepared. During the few days, Gohan actually doesn't end up training and goes back to his job because he can't really be gone for too long. But Vegeta does end up training like normal, but while that's going on, Goku decides to take Trunks to Kame House, where they can learn the evil containment wave. This should be pretty useful. Since Zamasu's immortal, they don't really have any way to kill him, so instead, they decide to contain him. Sealing him like this would be a good way to defeat him. This training does go pretty well for them. Vegeta has gotten even stronger since his fight with Vegeta Black and Super Saiyan Rose, and the training that he did in the meantime actually helped him grow stronger. And on top of that, Goku and Trunks actually learn this new technique, and unlike Goku did before, they don't actually forget the seal this time. So with the capsule and the seal, they head back to the future, with Vegeta coming along too, as well as Gohan, who didn't really do much during this time. But no matter though, it's only been a few days. They arrive back, and immediately, they encounter Zamasu and Vegeta Black once again. They have a different strategy this time. Goku and Vegeta are going to try to take on Vegeta Black as a distraction, while Gohan and Trunks can try to handle Zamasu once again. And when Zamasu least expects it, Trunks can break out the evil containment wave and actually seal him for good. This plan begins to work, as Goku and Vegeta can separate Black from Zamasu. While they fight him, Trunks and Gohan are able to hold off Zamasu for a bit. Gohan places the container down, and gives Trunks the thumbs up. Zamasu turns around and sees Trunks performing some sort of technique, and then gets caught up in some wave of energy from Trunks. No matter how hard he tries, he can't escape. Vegeta Black notices this and tries to head over to help him, but Goku and Vegeta stop him, as well as Gohan being there to help. After Zamasu is lifted up into the air, Trunks brings his hands down which puts Zamasu in the container. Quickly, they put the cap on and then seal it, with Trunks stashing the container in his pocket, and they have finally captured Zamasu. They're actually pretty surprised that the plan worked, but glad nonetheless. However, they still have Vegeta Black to deal with. Vegeta Black is pretty strong here. After his fight with Vegeta last time, he got another small Zenkai, but not as big as the first one. He was actually able to give Goku and Vegeta some trouble during their fight, and now Vegeta Black is pissed off. Without Zamasu, how can the Zero Morals plan proceed? Angered, he launches himself towards Trunks, trying to get that capsule from him. Trunks wouldn't be enough to even take on Vegeta Black here, so he focuses on avoiding him, and tries to make an escape in order to protect the container with Zamasu inside. While Trunks tries to escape, Vegeta, Goku, and Gohan will take on Vegeta Black and actually try to kill him this time, in order to finally save the future for good. With the help of everyone else, Trunks is able to escape after a diversion is created, and now it's just Vegeta Black versus Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan. He's very angry though, and does begin fighting more aggressively, utilizing his anger to power him up further. Much like Goku Black, he even creates a sickle and brings out all the clones of himself, which he didn't even know he could really do. But he's not going to question it. If it can help him fight these guys, he doesn't really care. He uses every technique at his disposal, as well as the other three using theirs. With Goku and Vegeta both in Blue Kaioken, and Gohan using Ultimate, they're able to gain an upper hand against Vegeta Black. Not only because it's a 3-on-1, but in terms of their collective power, they overpower him. But they gotta make this fight short, and try to end it as quick as possible. Remembering how well Trunks' Solar Flare worked last time, Goku decides to break out his own Solar Flare and use it against Vegeta Black, which temporarily stuns him. Vegeta Black is quite literally swinging blindly, trying to attack everyone but to no avail while his vision tries to recover. He's kicked in the back, which launches him diagonally towards the ground, and as he tries to get up and recover his vision, through the blurriness, he's able to see something in front of him, a beam of light that's beginning to grow. Together, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta are charging attacks, 2 Kamehamehas, and a final flash. And before he can even fully recover, the 3 beams are launched towards him. All 3 energy blasts combine and swirl together towards Vegeta Black. He tries to counter at the last second, but it's too late. His beam gets swallowed by the 3 beams combined. And eventually, the beam swallows him as well, and then careens off into space, leaving a massive crater in its wake. The 3 power back down, and then Trunks comes out of hiding. They did it. They beat both Zamasu and Vegeta Black, and they actually saved this timeline this time. No need to erase it. With one last trip, Trunks takes them back to the past, to which Beerus gives a sigh of relief once he hears that it's over. Trunks thanks everyone for their help, and appreciates them trying to save his timeline. Now, hopefully, that'll be the last time he'll need to use the time machine, and hopefully the future is actually at peace for good this time. And with that out of the way, we now move on to the Universe Survival Saga. Things go pretty much the same in the events that lead up to it, except in the Zen exhibition match, Boo is actually replaced by Tien. Like in the Universe 6 tournament, Tien's around more often and is willing to help out, so he joins the tournament without any convincing really. But the team is going to be a little different this time around. If you remember from a few parts ago, Krillin never had his interaction with Android 18, so the two androids aren't around at all, so they need to improvise when coming up with team members. Because of Tien being there, Yamcha's actually one of the first options, because if you remember, he got a lot of training in the Cell and Boo saga which made him really strong, so he's going to be a useful member to have on the team. They're having a tough time thinking of two other fighters to put in the team. They do consider Android 16, who is still alive here, but he needs some serious upgrades before going into the tournament, and they don't have any time to do that. This actually gets them to think. What if they ask the other two androids? 16's mechanical body hasn't really improved over time because it's mechanical and it would need actual repairs and upgrades. But Android 17 and 18, they're actually not mechanical like 16, so maybe they've improved in terms of strength and maybe they'll help out. I mean, it might sound crazy to recruit a former villain, but when you consider that they recruited Frieza in the original scenario with no trouble, it's not really that out there. But other than the two androids, they do have another option. Although they might not be as disciplined and a little bit less experienced, they have two other powerful options, that being Goten and Trunks. The only reason Goku and Gohan are actually hesitant to bring them on board is really due to how they act in battle. They're not really that disciplined like I mentioned, but maybe if they trained with Piccolo for a bit, he could whip them into shape so they'll be ready for the fight. But I'm actually going to leave this up to a poll, so you guys can decide who gets recruited on the team. Right now, the team is Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, Tien, Yamcha, Piccolo, Krillin, and Roshi. But for the last two members, will they be able to recruit Android 17 and 18, or do they recruit Goten and Trunks instead? Make sure to vote on the poll, and comment why you voted for the option that you picked. This is where we'll leave off for now. So what option did you vote for and why? What do you think will happen in the tournament once it starts? How will the changes in the team members actually affect the tournament overall? Leave your thoughts on this part and what you think will happen in the next part in the comments below. And if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And if you want to, subscribe if you haven't already, as well as hitting the bell icon for notifications about future parts of this What If, or any of the videos I upload on my channel. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.